Hey everybody, this is Asher back with more Dyson Sphere Program, where we are continuing about where we left off. And part of where we left off was cleaning up our science production. And we're having some problems again. And if we just look around to see what exactly our problems are based off of, well, we're producing a bunch of these. And that seems to be okay, especially now that I have them all appropriately spitting out, I think. Nope, not this one. Thought I fixed it. Guess I didn't. But it's just silly little mistakes like this that happen from time to time. Like, we're not actually feeding this one anything from these motors because it's too far, which is a little silly. I feel like I fixed this. Are we just getting, like, weird deja vu now? Let's cut the power off here for a second. Not going to change our production in any way anyway. Alright, well, we have some goals today. We have actual pretty serious, legit goals. And the great part is that I have no idea what I'm doing. Wow, am I really not feeding you this or this? Alright, well, maybe now you'll build. We can hope yet. Alright, so these things are just going, that's not even the cause of my backlog right now. Because we have these things that are trying to produce, these things that are trying to keep up. I probably do need to set up more miniature particle colliders, if I'm being really honest here, but we'll figure that out a little bit later. As long as we have the science going at enough of a pace, that'll be fine. But one of the issues that we have is that our glass production is down. And why is our glass production down? Because this is down. And why is this down? Because our graphene is down. And why is our graphene down? I really feel like I fixed all this. It's because our hydrogen is full again. But we are fixing this slowly but surely. This graphene is needed by everything. So eventually our science will be going back up. One of the issues that I am running into, though, is the fact that we do honestly, we will honestly need to be passing this through to another tower. Maybe I can do it like this. I don't know. This seems like it won't work too well. I may be fixing this later, but I have a few things I want to automate while this is hopefully sorting itself out in just a minute. And maybe I do need to put a few more chemical plants here, because this is, I'll tell you the what for of what's going on here. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing today. It's going to be a surprise for you. It's going to be a surprise for me. We could just call this a surprise Dyson Sphere program because, well, we're kind of making it up as we go today. Normally I have some kind of plan for, like, what are we doing, and my plan for what I'm doing this time is what it says in the stream title here, which is trying to transition from our friendly neighborhood Dyson Swarm on the other system to a Dyson Sphere. To get there, there's some things I want to automate that are around here, but more importantly, we're going to have to kind of shore up our resources just a little bit. So however it goes, it's definitely going to go. But I think adding more chem plants is good here. I can make this a little bit bigger if it comes down to it. But if you are watching this on YouTube later on, hello, welcome. If you do join in and are watching the Twitch VOD later, have plenty of people watching on Twitch after the cut or after thing here. Hello, welcome. Very happy to have you here with us today, or with whoever's watching here tonight, as I'm going to go ahead and just screw around just a little more. We got a few more of these that I got to pick up before we go to the next area. So, things I want to automate first. I could automate the faster assemblers, but I don't know if I really need to go that far just yet. Let's just look at our fabricator real quick here. I'd really like to automate the satellite substation. The one issue with that is that it does take some materials that are a little bit annoying to build, but maybe I can make it work. Yeah. And it's not like we're going to be making a ton, we're just going to be making a few. Another thing that I'd like to automate is, let's see, I think for all the buildings, we are going to need to be making vertical launch sites eventually, but that's kind of more of our end goal, to have just a start of a trickle going on. But that means we're going to need to automate the Dyson Sphere components. We're going to need to automate the Dyson frame material. We're going to need to automate the solar sail, and we're going to need to automate pretty much all of this. And the real fun part about that, and actually for these rockets when we get there, we're going to need to automate this as well, which takes even more hydrogen, which is very exciting. Whew. I was thinking for a second we'd need this plane filter. I'm sure we'll need it for something. But at least right now our plane filter is largely needed for quantum chips. There we go, we do need it for the carrier rocket. I was right. Okay, but I do have a few things I want to automate. We're going to start with maybe the simpler one here, just because the satellite substation would be super helpful. And it gives me a chance to kind of wander around the planet real quick. Because I do need some more interstellar logistics stations. And I do need some more other supplies before we go. So it's probably good if I just go ahead and drop off a box here and say, whoops, mea culpa, we're leaving you behind. We don't need all this plastic. We don't need you guys. We do need you, don't need you, and can't even fit you into anywhere. Oh man, we really don't need 42 graviton lenses, do we? We should pump that straight into research. All right, we have a bunch of these. I could hand make some of these receivers, can't I? Perhaps. Oh no, I can't. No, I can't. Okay. And we have a ton of ray receivers, more than we need from the looks of it now, but we're going to be putting those on every planet. Like, the goal with the deuterium power for the start was kind of to kickstart everything. So, I don't know if I'm in a position where I quite want to just yet move our entire inventory of space warpers over, but I can at least dump all these. I don't need those anymore, so those can feed the science machine. How's our science doing now? 49 production. It did uptick a little bit, so we're not awesome, but we're better. It's funny because our red production is still kind of sucking. But I'm not sure if that's because of a backlog or because of something else that's related here. This is really interesting, though. Oh, never mind. That's graphene. But one thing I am going to do is I am going to move some of this production off to another place. Like, we're not going to be building a bunch more stuff here. Fortunately, these little power poles are on the very end. So that makes my life a little bit easier, because we can solve some of these problems with logistics towers. We are going to need a lot more assembler, so I'm just going to go ahead and start that, or rip that band-aid off. We're going to need some more of these. Actually, probably going to need a lot more than just that many. Might as well grab a stack of chemical plants. Definitely going to need some more storage tanks. Thanks for the storage tanks. Big thing I need to get is interstellar logistics stations, and I'm going to need to get all the grabbies, which once again, this is going to put a lot of stress on my production, but that's okay. But this is my goal, is just to stress my production into crying into submission. There is no submitting in this game, but you get the idea. Alright, so we have a bunch of assemblers now. And we have our research finally moving, so we have MetCore 5. Oh man. We are fully jacked now. And interestingly enough, we're not making drones, because we're not making this, because we're short on copper plates. The hell is that shit? How are we short on copper plates unless we actually mined it? Unless we actually finished off those copper nodes? Which is entirely possible. In fact, that's exactly what happened. Alright, well, knew this day would come. So let's go ahead and find some copper first, because we're not going to do a whole lot if we don't have copper. That was a weird sound glitch. Alright, so we have some copper here. Not exactly my favorite place to build, but we'll build there anyway. And the nice thing about standing there, that was not on purpose. But the really nice thing about standing in that area was that I could get some happy little... I don't even know the word I'm looking for. My brain is dying. It's a good sensation to have really early into a recording. Okay, so we got all 5 here with 1. Pro strats, I guess. Still needs power. And then I'm just going to feed copper ore into here. That seems reasonable. And by the way, how's our power grid doing here? Still fine. Okay. And you see we're actually running out of coal a little bit here too. So this is something to keep an eye on, is that our early game resource nodes are going to be disappearing despite how many times I've researched vein utilization. You can eventually kind of overmax yourself. But yeah, we need to grab some more towers. Unfortunately, that's not an unlimited resource. So, you know, while we're here, is this pure coal? Because if that's coal, nope, that's graphene. Where would we feed in our coal? I guess we'd feed it in like over here. We'd just go ahead and make this, because I have some drones. I don't have a bunch of drones, but I have enough drones to do this. If we demand copper ore, and if we demand coal. Wow. Cat's being dumb. Alright, so let's just pass this through here. But yeah, it's inevitable that I have nice, happy little plans for how things are supposed to go, and it just doesn't always happen that way. But I've been going from pumping a bunch of drones into everything under the sun, and I probably have a bunch of towers that I can take drones out of if it comes down to it. But I might as well start with what I have and see what I can work with. So where was my copper? I just flew right by it. Nice. Alright, so we want to do 1 miner. And the nice thing is that we do have miners here with the capacity to do this thing. But we only need so much of it. Alright, so it would be nice if we didn't have to do baby logistics tower all over the place, but it'll be fine. Alright, so we gotta actually set up that tower too. I'm getting ahead of myself on my clicks. Oh, I can feed that in. Nice. Okay. Alright, so all you're doing is supplying. And I don't even need to charge this one up. It'll just automatically take. So it says cannot charge. But I don't need it to charge. I just need to get this amount of copper. But I think we're going to need to get some more copper from another planet and bring it in here. Which is fine. Once again, that's the inevitable story of all of this. Now we have coal over here that we're literally going to do the same thing with. In fact, can we do it right here? So you'll just supply coal right now. Easy. Look at this. I love that you can see like the logistics drone shadows and stuff. Hey Barrick, hope you're doing good. Thank you for the hello and greeting and everything. I'm in my usual cycle of, oh my god, I have to fix all the things I didn't realize were broken at the end of my last stream. So that's fun. And now I'm making ugly spaghetti. Alright. So this should be fine. Especially if I feed like this. I don't know why it won't let me do it the... Ooh. Ooh. Did I do this in the wrong direction? Yes, I did. Alright. All nauseating to watch that up close. Why are we feeding into the thing? That's kind of not smart. But usually these build and connect just fine. There we go. So, there's our coal. Once again, our coal is just constantly going to be taken away. But fortunately, there's drones here to do that, so we don't have to worry about it. So, basic resources. Name of the game. And we are already demanding a few things here. Don't know if we got to worry about demanding too many more things right now, but... oh boy. Kind of annoying that I'm trying to build one thing and I just can't actually do it. Although we got a drone. Thanks. It's going to be hard to do some work with drones if I don't actually have them available. What we need is shuttles, and and I'll be honest here, what we really need is the interstellar logistics, which unfortunately we've made 20 of these. And in doing so, did we eat all the interstellar logistics towers? Maybe? Okay. This officially goes on storage. We have 0 towers here. Okay. So that's not great. Because right now we're lacking the same resource as all the other stuff. Alright, well once these baby towers, you know what, we can just say screw it, take this out. Take this in. And we'll get those at the end of the day. I think we're done building gas harvesters for now, so we'll even cut this off for now. Can always put that later. It's like the little vasectomy that could. To the game. Alright, so we have basic resources hopefully moving along the lines again. Like we have some copper. Not a bunch of copper, but I guess it's enough. Alright, we have coal moving. And this is going out about as fast as it can, so it's like we've supplied it with some new veins. That's all you can really ask for at this point. Okay, so I was going to automate something. That something is this. Unfortunately, this is something that's going to take a few more drones. We're starting to eke some drones back, but I'm going to try to use towers that we already have. Like, we're already demanding these things. Ugh. We're demanding those things everywhere. Where are we using our frames? Because that would be the best place. Okay, we're using our frame materials down here. Okay, you know, we already have frames being demanded from here. It's actually on the same line. So all we need to add... Honestly, I can just do the little walkover thing again. I don't mind doing that. I am just lazy enough, especially when I'm so drone poor today, to do this instead of setting up another logistics run. Because I've got other crap I've got to do. So, that's everybody's favorite excuse, I know, but if you already have the logistics set up for something, why not keep it that way? So we just feed into here, feed into here. You'll see again that I just have a ton of crap because I am really looking to build on a very large scale today. Alright, so you guys are going to go in there. Y'all are going to be happy, right? It okay, no make cry. What am I looking for? I should know these materials by now, and I should really know where they are on the damn thing. Alright, we need our little power poles. 57 in my inventory should be enough. We're going to be doing some fun mining. Like, we need raw resources all over the place. But hopefully this will all catch up, because once again, this is supposed to be a passive building area. So we already have 10 set in here. This is gonna have fun with my power poles here. I probably might want to actually take another 100. Alright. Seems fine if I can just remember where things go. So let's put 57 power poles over here. And you're going to build a few at a time, but these are going to be very useful because those will let us make things a lot more compact. They're very, like, resource demanding, and you can see we only have so many in here. Once again, this is supposed to be a passive build, and holy cow, we have 10,000 frame material. So, you know what that means. We are going to start demanding frame material go to another place. That is incredible. I was not expecting that at all. It's actually pretty good timing because I'm going to take a few of these. I don't know if we're going to need a bunch of these yet. But instead of doing the thing that I was going to do before, of having my shuttles just be dumb here, you know what? Let's actually do this another way. Since we have all these resources kind of pooling in here, we'll just call this remote storage so that we don't confuse the system into thinking we're doing something that we're not. But this is going to be a remote supply. We will put 10 of these down here because we're going to need it. We're going to set the warp not very far. And we're going to go ahead and feed these some warpers here, because I am going to be putting my production off planet for this. So we can stress the hell out of the system later. In fact, I might just go ahead and put some assemblers on the other side and pave over some of this water. Which reminds me, how am I doing on my paving? Okay. So, Band-Aid's out of the way. Perhaps. And we have all of our power going. We have our science. Yeah, 86. 86 production is good. We're having some interruptions on production of purple science, which sucks a little bit. And I think it's from the processors not all arriving all at once. So we'll just have to figure that out. Maybe dropping a few more logistic ships maybe won't help it. But we've got a few things that were built, that we're automatically building back, that do require processors. So I think it's probably time for a Band-Aid fix right now. Let's just take all of these, because I've been accumulating these the whole game, and we will be needing them soon. And let's just take all these processors and dump them right here. In fact, we can just make this number a little higher. There we go, problem solved. Cool, so let's go ahead and fly. Well, let's get some drones first. I'm gonna need drones. 51 drones is not fantastic, but it's a start. In fact, if there's places that aren't using a ton of drones, it's probably time for me to start culling the drones from these towers. Like, clearly we're not using 47 drones here. You'll get by with like 26. You've got 11, that's fine. You probably don't need 50. You could probably get away with like 25. So yeah, I'm being very wasteful with my drones. It's a lot. It's fun though. It's fun to have little drones go everywhere. All right. Interesting how you don't have drones, but that's because you're just doing your thing here. This I'm gonna actually keep it 50 because it might need 50 with the way I'm gonna expand it. We don't have glass? Why wouldn't we have glass coming in? That's terrible. Like, I know I'm shipping off some glass to other places. Oh god, that is a... Well, you've come to the right place if you want to not argue about 9/11 truthers, because I will be happy to tell you that I am a firm believer in the fact that some people suck. Okay, this is really confusing about why this is happening. Alright. So, local supply. I'm just gonna make some damn glass somewhere else. Real quick. I remember watching the film Loose Change one time and was like, well, that's weird. I mean, I wasn't there in New York. I knew someone who was really freaked out that lived in my dorm because both of her parents worked in the Twin Towers, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's... doesn't... Why would we bother with facts about what happened, right? Oh my gosh. We have a bunch of stones somewhere. It's just really interesting to me that for all the things I do have, because I'm remote shipping my glass to make solar sails, I am suddenly out of glass. Okay. That made no sense to me about where that was, so I'm probably going to have to do this again. Okay. Second star to the right, straight on till morning. We're literally flying over our planet's oceans, so this is I'm not going to bother paving over this, so all you aquatic life that lives here, congratulations, you get a free pass. So we're just going to build a local supply of stone here. Once again, basic resources. You can't just ignore the production chain. We don't... This one farm was good while it lasted. It was good while it was needed. It is no longer needed. Wind farm, your watch has ended. Congratulations. Now I have to ask, if you don't mind me asking, is this local 9/11 truthers, or is this online moron troll truthers? And let's not call them what it is. They're not arguing the truth of anything. They're arguing things that aren't facts. So they're just morons. Alright. How many smelters can we smelt? Do we even make glass in a smelter? Good first question. Yes, we do. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it east to west. That's my old rule. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is fine. Should probably be expanding the glass production like this for the other area too, but we're going to start here. Okay, I'm just taking the time to read what you said. Yeah, I think that's kind of the core crux of it, is that everyone wants to make something really complicated when it kind of turns into an Occam's razor issue. And just say, you know, there's a whole bunch of evidence that the Bush administration did not take the Al-Qaeda threat seriously. It's a pretty solid way to suddenly, I don't know, have a domestic terrorist attack. Alright, so glass here. We're going to do local supply. And now some of those drones I called I need to actually put in here. Man, I really hope somebody flags this stream for triggering them. For saying, oh my god, a terrorist attack. That I was alive and an adult when it happened. I know people like going to bed at night, hearing about things, thinking about things that make them feel good, so they don't have to feel bad about how terrible they are, but, you know, sometimes shit sucks. People are evil. Okay, so this should all be going because this is set to local supply, and my other interstellar station is set to local supply. This should not be going here, and I can totally expand this stone production. I really can. By a lot. Since this is local supply, this should all be going to another planet. I don't know for sure where it's going, but I need to check over here before I go, because this will kneecap my production here. So these are all going. That's fantastic. These are all going. That's fantastic. We're suddenly backed up on these processors, which is to be expected. And we're just going to need more glass. Alright. Well, I don't know if we've met the demand, but it's good enough for now. We'll put that on my to-do list later, since we had a little bit more auto production before I get serious and fly away. That was an amazing landing for where I actually wanted to land. Let's get some more drones. Do we have any logistics towers built yet? Any of the interstellar ones? Where did you go? Did you not build any? Did I already take them? Because there's only 2. Did I only have enough to build, like, 1? That would be hilarious. Oh well. Can I hard build these? Not really. Okay, well. What am I missing to hard build these? Particle containers. Well, that's a doozy. Well, let's make it happen then. Because I have 9 tiny towers. I'm gonna need some big towers. Alright, particle containers. Let's rip this supply out for just a second. That's why we do it this way. Look at them go. Look at how many I'm building all of a sudden. And this is all because we're backlogged. Because I ran out of, once again, a basic resource, glass, because I'm shipping that glass across the way. So now I don't have enough glass to feed this. Oh, okay. I think I know what I can do, but I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to do it. Ugh. I don't want to do this right now. Like, this is here, this is going. The other one's going. There's not a lot I can do about it. Alright. Because right now our gravity matrix production is, it's still going, but it's not great. But it's still going. Alright, as long as it's still going. That's all I can count on right now. So we should have some more of these. You're actually not holding anymore, so that's fine. It's a lot of particle containers. Let's build. I think 7 is a reasonable number. Let's do 4. So I still have some tiny towers in my hand. Alright, now we fly. Okay, so I'm reading blocks of text here again. This is good though. This is good shit to do while we're flying out in space. By the way, because I got my big power charge boost here, I should be able to do this without having to sit and wait for like 20 minutes in space. Let's find out. Yeah, like I said, it's just imagining people doing idiotically stupid things to that degree or that level, that's, I wouldn't say it's even similarly dumb. I'd say it's that you need more evidence than, well, I think somebody did that. Or wouldn't it be crazy if, or I heard a rumor that. Need something more concrete. Alright, we're going to go to the jungle first. So, look. We're back to our pretty light show. Hooray! Boop. Alright. So, before we even get going here, because we do need some remote demand local supply. Remote supply. We do have a lot of warpers in here. Let's drop some more. Don't know why it buzzed at me. That's fine. And you probably need a few more of these. Okay. Just think about how we want to do this. I gotta see what resources are on what planets here. Okay, so we have crude oil and organic crystal, which is not super helpful, but we also have copper, silicon, titanium. Oh, we actually don't have titanium. That could be a little bit of a problem. Is once again, here's our pew-pew gun from super far away, drawing a very nice Dyson swarm. I'll tell you one thing I can do here in a minute, though. I think we're going to need to pull some stuff with the fractal silicon, the fire ice, and the optical grading crystal here, and maybe move some stuff around with the kimberlite ore as well, just because if we look at the fabrication menu one more time, okay, that comes from fire ice. That comes from the spiniform stalagmite crystal, which is what I kept thinking I had that I don't have. But we do want the optical crystal, which is good. We maybe don't need that as much. Alright. Well, still, there's our Type M star. Since we got a bunch of ray receivers here, might as well find which pole's more suitable, which one's less covered in water. And we'll just build out the power grid just a little bit. So this way, I know I already have a ring of solar belts, and that's good. But I'd like to see us have a little more here. Okay, so this is okay. And then hopefully this will just connect to the power grid. Well, we'll make it happen in just a minute. So, top of the planet. How you doing? Oh, did you miss the sound of collecting from our Dyson swarm? Because maybe I didn't exactly miss it, if I'm being honest here. Alright. Sounds like an angry microwave. But these have their own power grid, but I've still got to connect them to the main grid, so we'll see. Need more foundational support. Okay. Like, we don't need to build everything now. Oh boy. People are just gonna believe shit they want to without going into, I don't know, things like when you destroy a building, it creates a lot of energy, and you know what? That shit gets thrown around. It doesn't just get to sit still. So until you can solve that problem with some other conspiracy shit, get off my lawn. So anyway, we have 195 megawatts available from the swarm right now. So we're doing a pretty good job maintaining that swarm as well. Okay, so there's that problem solved. We're not using a lot of energy on this planet right now, but it's fine. I can actually charge myself a little bit faster using the power of this. Now these are going to be a little happier and munchy once we go around here. How's our research doing, by the way? Did our research stop? No, not yet. Alright. Let's go to the next planet. Planet, not star. Do we get to fly through the swarm yet? No, maybe not. Okay, so we got a logistics vessel coming from over there. Fortunately, our planet that's really far away... Oh, we're actually falling back into our own gravity well. Whoops. That'd be called a failed launch. Alright. Okay, I just pointed at our star. Congratulations. I'm a moron. Okay, so there's 3. We can tell from the blue glowy lights in the sky. There's 2. Don't need to warp here, but we can fly through the line of fire. Nothing not fun about that. So these little things actually shoot. It's pretty cool. Oh, I know one thing I was going to do at that tower. I kind of made a mistake. Is I was going to start demanding frame materials. This is actually important enough for me to turn my shit around. Oh, God. Better do this now. I mean, if you're watching at this point, at this late at night anyway, hello, welcome. This is what I do. There's a lot of hemming and hawing and questions and answers, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but for some reason I have a bunch of cannons firing a pretty thing around the star, and it's making me happy, I guess. So yeah. I like what I've seen from what some people say at this point, which is essentially get the fuck out with that noise. Like, I don't even give, like, credence to shit like that. The best thing you can do is shut it down, and then when they try to bring it back up, you shut it down again. Say, no, the adults are talking. Quit your bullshit. It may hurt somebody in the fifis a little bit later, but, you know, sometimes just gotta say, fuck them. Alright, so remote supply, local demand. Alright, we're gonna do this for frame material too. So the goal is gonna be remote supply, local demand. And then we're gonna do this for a lot of things. This is gonna be our major shipping hub, if it's not gonna be able to produce as much. So remote demand, and look at how many we're suddenly getting shipped over here. Wow. Okay, well, we're going to have all of our frame material problems solved for the time being. So now we can go back to production. Like, the next thing I need to do is to hook up my power grid for planet that's now a little farther away. Yeah, I'm sure Rudy Giuliani could say a few things about cutting costs for safety while screaming 9/11. And that's just for starters. It's weird how people take more comfort ascribing meaning to things they don't understand. I guess it's because facts and reality sometimes get to be a little bit too uncomfortable. I mean, I see it in my work sometimes where sometimes it's real shit, and I have to deal with a lot of real shit. But people just, like, it hurts them physically to have to deal with that, so they'd rather just reject it. See, here we go. One of the questions that I had before was the North Pole always facing the sun? We now know the answer to that is no. That means this is not a great planet for ray receivers, but we're gonna try. Just because I'm just not sure what to do at this point. And we have a bunch of them. So I'd like to at least give it a shot. But this means that this may not be the primary production planet. Alright, now the nice thing about this planet is that it does have... What other object are you colliding with? And I have a lot more of these on auto build, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, power by satellite. What was it? SimCity 2000 let you build a microwave station? So I guess this is a step up from that. Because technically that was solar power in orbit. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have solar panels this way. We have solar panels that way too. So we do want to use... we have silicon. We barely have any copper. So that's a little bit of a problem. But we have silicon. We have titanium for days. That other planet actually had quite a bit of silicon, so I'm not feeling too bad. Shit. That's not what we wanted. Just one pixel too far. But yeah, all I want to do here is kind of set up the baseline for how I'm going to be doing my production. Yeah. And that's the difference, is that there are liars out there. And people that are shouting, creating noise, looking like idiots are not doing anybody any favors, especially if they're trying to fight for truth or whatever. Okay, so we can make a stone here, fractal silicon. We can go ahead and make some more glass and ship that over. That's good. We can make a bunch of plates here. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna because if we're gonna be automating, my big goal today is to be automating the frame material here. So we are gonna need silicon. Well, not this. We're gonna be Dyson Sphere components, so that we can start making carrier rockets to do that. The deuterium I'm unfortunately gonna have to ship over from main planet, and there is a whole big thing that I've seen posted multiple times about how you can use fractionators way more efficiently to make deuterium, but I have so much hydrogen it doesn't really matter, and I have so much electricity it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we have solar sails automating. We have frame materials that I can expand quite a bit. So the components are what we want at this point, which means we need to make processors. But I think a good safety bet for me is to just go ahead and do some basic resource allocation. Did I pick up more miners? I did not. Well, that's pretty bad. All right. Yeah. Let's go check on the home planet real quick, because I'm going to go ahead and expand the frame material. And see, I'm getting my energy recharged really well. So suddenly, because I got that tech increase, and I'm about to get my core charger increased quite a bit too. That's so cool. It's still so cool. I'm not going to get tired of that. Capitari 1 is over there. We have a lot more we have a lot more stars that we can visit now. But no place like home. Just because there's one thing I didn't pick up to automate. But this lets me check on my other supply scenarios as well. But yeah, it kind of boils down to something that I read 2 years ago, kind of as the 3 years ago. It's just like people can make up shit like that. And it takes a monumental amount of effort in comparison to refute that with facts. And frankly, I don't have time for that shit anymore. So if someone's going to think less of me just because I shut them down and say, you're an idiot, shut up, then cool, they can get in line. Because I say that to a lot of people. Did I just pass? I did. Alright, well, if we're near our fourth planet, yeah, we're kind of near it. Not really, but... this is awkward. Okay. I'm just gonna go here and do what I said I was gonna do before, and get some more resources pouring. I need to get some more mines. I need to get some more mines anyway. I still have all these particle containers. That's hilarious. We're just gonna hold on to them for now. I can use them for other stuff. Wow, that's not what we need. All right. Yeah, I used to have a lot more patience with people. I used to try and listen. I used to try and be like, well, let me see if I can make people see reason. And those days are long over. Because what those people think they can do because I'll talk is that they think they can walk on over me. And that's just not fucking true. You think you can, but you can't. Alright. So one thing I'm going to run into here is we need some more copper. We need some more, you know what? Screw it. Let's get copper ore. Let's get stone. Let's make all this shit at home. We actually don't have a lot of coal. So maybe we don't do that with coal, but we've got copper here. We've got, I just saw iron. We've got silicon. Anyway, let's start with the copper. Because this is literally all the planet has. Oh, this is terrible. I went to the wrong planet to do this. Alright, well. Easy enough, I guess. What I need to be doing is supplying silicon, but it looks like I'm actually... Oh, Lord. If this is good enough, then I might as well just ship this in system and then start shipping it out to other planets, so... That might be good. Alright, so this is full up. Very exciting. We need stone. I thought I saw stone. There's stone. There's actually all the stone on the entire planet. Straight ahead. Okay. So we're just going to do this with Baby Tower. Baby Tower! Is this Curse of the Dead Gods all of a sudden? Okay, that's not all the stone, but it's close enough. I might as well get some more belts while I'm here. So we need miners, we need belts. And honestly, on the home planet, we need to set up a way to... What's the word I'm looking for? I need to set up a method for shipping silicon that I'm overstocked on my home planet to the other place, because we're gonna need plenty of silicon too. So drones probably don't need more than 18, and you're just gonna supply stone. Which means I need to Okay, why is this happening? This happens every few times. It's like I will set up a belt and I will run it perfectly out of here. And then suddenly the game's just like, nah, we're gonna make it backwards. Alright, so this is not really moving just yet. Which probably means I need to set... Well, first, there's two things I need to set up. First is I have my cute little power station over here somewhere, which is not doing a lot. So we have better fuel recharge now. Now we're increasing solar cell life. Very exciting. So here's our stone veins with the supply. We have no drones flying around. We have more silicon over here. We have a shit ton of silicon over here. So, local demand remote supply. Local demand remote supply. Alright. Now, what's going to end up happening here is that eventually I'm just gonna space warp here because I got so many in my inventory and I have plenty of energy now. But what's literally going to happen here very soon is that I'm going to be hopefully amassing a bunch of materials so that I can go ahead and get started. And once I start automating my other production, it doesn't end up being too much of a big deal. Let's see. Y'all can probably take raw coal too, but we know that's there. We'll figure it out later. How is this power flow going? Still good. Could be improved upon even more. We won't do that right now. Gotta stay on task, which means not doing a ocean planet visit. We actually don't need any of this shit anymore. Are we still backlogged on glass? It looks like it, which is a little problematic because we are eventually going to need more of this. Like, the glass is coming through, but it's not hitting our whole set of production. Alright, we have a bunch of hydrogen here, but we're not going through it. I didn't think glass would be my problem. Alright, we have 30 of those for when we need them. I guess technically this is taking a bunch of glass. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to produce more. Alright, we don't need railguns. Could use a few more of those. We probably don't need these right now. So how much can I expand this production by? Because right now I know I'm pretty much passively building all this stuff. Alright. So if we like put one here and one here. That's not going to be enough for the end game, but end game for me is very much all about expanding. I've got to get the basics down first. So let's put you down here. And I guess what I can do eventually is either pass these materials out of the tower. That's probably going to be the smarter move long term. But going from 3 to 5 is definitely going to do an interesting dance with my resources. So, and I did it again. The one way. I could screw this up, and I find it. Alright, so third line, first line, second line. This is why we do the asynchronous pathing. That looks like it shouldn't work, but it does. Fortunately, this one should be a little easier. And this one needs to feed down here. So we've got a solid production chain of those. Did we get any more drones? A few. Did we get any more logistics towers? Not yet. One day I will remember to put that particle collider thing together. But we need miners badly. And look at this little happy shopping mall from the very beginning of the game. Smelters are good too. Miners, let's even make it so that we can get 2 sets of these. Alright. That's gonna have to be enough. Alright, so thought I saw a power flash up here. So before we go, we do have a local supply and a remote demand that's pretty much full on. So if I'm going to put another tower out here, that's going to be an interstellar tower that delivers some goods here. Let's just put it out here. Let's put it near the accumulators. That way there's no question about why we're doing what we're doing. Look at how neat I am with my circle of power. I don't even know what I drew. It looks like some ancient fertility symbol or something you dumped out of your gut after some bad Chinese food. And that might honestly be the same thing.
You have established an interstellar logistics station.
Alright. So we're going to go ahead and set this one to demand space warpers, even though we haven't set that up yet. We are going to go ahead and set this up to do local demand remote supply, and we'll set it to like 5,000. Just so that way we always have some. Now I've got to be careful here. I'm going to do remote storage, because I don't want these to accidentally be sent over to the other side. But if they are, I guess it's just going to be what it'll be. Alright, so we need a few drones in here, not a ton. And we need some logistics vessels. Alright, and we're going to do the same for titanium. So it's going to be local demand remote supply. And any other rare resources that might crop up. Deuterium. Do local demand remote supply. And keep it at 5,000. Anything else that we might need. The Casimir crystals will come from over there. The enriched titanium is probably not going to be too big of an issue. If I can... Oh my god. Where is it again? That's plastic. There it is. Oh, sulfuric acid. You know, that's actually a pretty good idea. I could go and I have an excess of sulfuric acid right now. So I am going to do that here. But local demand remote supply. And we're going to keep this maybe a little lower, because we still need it other places. Yeah, that's getting dicey. I think instead of doing that, I'm just gonna go to another planet and do the sulfuric acid supply drop that way. In fact, that might be a pretty solid plan for something I can do here in just a minute. So we're gonna bang through some research here real quick. This should be fine. This is probably all fine. Alright. The nice part about this is that I have a bunch of shit I want to do. But at the end of the day, we have this automated, we have this automated and getting shipped. We need to automate this, and we need to decide what planet we're going to automate it on and which one we're going to be launching carrier rockets from. And to make these, best way to do it is with Casimir crystals. Oh my gosh, we need to ship hydrogen, don't we? Okay. Well, y'all know I love dealing with hydrogen, so local demand remote supply, please. All right. Okay, so we got a bunch of this shit coming in. Eventually we're going to have a bunch of this shit going out too. Any other places where I can start attaching my giant barrels of hydrogen? I think that's not one of the most egregious ones. This one might be. So local supply, remote demand. Yeah, how do we fix you? So right now you're going all the way over here. Let's get this joker out of the way. Hopefully it's not powering anything. And then we're going to drain these tanks. This is a bunch of saved up hydrogen. And look at this. We're literally just draining this right now. So we'll see. We'll see if I overextend, overstress my hydrogen supply. We've got a few other lead-off tanks elsewhere too. But if I have time, I'll go for sulfuric acid today. But that is definitely on my to-do list. Alright, so now, fortunately, we can just press tab and say, why didn't I pick up Space Warpers? Look, we're actually racing one of our logistics vessels. I swear I saw it. There they are. Might actually be going faster than them, which is nice. And you know, now that I think about it, I do wonder if I picked up Space Exploration 4 at some point. I think I did. But let's not miss our planet here first. Because one thing I said I wanted to do is to keep my logistics local on the first planet. Give everything a purpose. So here we go. We're really slowed down, and now we're here at the swarm. Look, it looks nice. Looks nice enough to take yet another screenshot. With the lens flare, like we're in the aughts. Boop. I'm sorry, when you boop the planet, you boop the planet. Anyway, pretty sure in my haste to find, oh my god, what techs can I do? I actually did not queue up Universe Exploration 4. That's probably more important than these two Dyson Sphere techs, because as you can see, they take a lot of research. Okay, so we'll get Universe Exploration 4 and figure out what other stuff we need to do, because yeah, it's 5,000 per, and I do want to be able to say, hey, what's on all these other planets now? I'm pretty sure, no, that's the wrong button. I'm pretty sure if we look out from here, we actually found a sulfuric acid planet already nearby. That's not it. You're useless. If I was really good at this game, I'd take notes. If I was even better at this game, I'd remember what the hell I said on stream. So, sulfuric acid at Rukba. Will I remember that? No, but it does exist. So, what I can do, and I should have done this before, Rukba is where? Okay, it's a G-type star. I can't pin it from here. I don't think. If there's a way I can pin it, I obviously don't know it. Like, if I'm looking at it at the sky, well, I'll try in a minute. We gotta set up some damn towers. Like, I have all this crude oil that's just waiting to be shipped, and it's not getting shipped, and that's making people sad and anxious. Anyway, did I ever put any ray receivers on here? I did. Good. Unfortunately, this planet's not crazy, so the ray receivers should probably work. And once again, there are a lot of different ways to set up your logistics towers. This absolutely might not be the best way at all, but it's the way I'm doing it this save because it's fun. It's just like every planet's going to have a purpose. This planet's purpose is to be my primary commerce place with some silicon grabbing as well. So the big thing here for the silicon, the big thing here for the titanium, big hit here and here is that we're going to do not that. I'm going to do a very short, not short distance to enable warp. Short distance for warping vessels here so that these will not go back to the home planet. So they're going to do local demand remote supply. Meanwhile here, for all the excess silicon, all the excess this, all the excess hydrogen, all the excess deuterium. And we don't have anything coming in here yet. So let's see what happens when we kick off remote demand. Okay, we've got ships incoming. And I should still have... I should have grabbed some more warpers. But I've got enough to get us started here. So what's going to happen here is that local supply, remote demand, we are kicking our power grid in the teeth a little bit because we only have a Dyson swarm right now. We don't have the sphere just yet. But eventually these will go over here. So probably best to do some production for this stuff where my optical grading crystals are. So that'll give Kappa 2 a purpose, which means maybe I should actually do some of that production here. We have solar sails coming from over here. That's fun. Because technically, I guess what we do is we produce... Because what we're going to need to do if we produce these, we have these coming in. We have the solar sails coming in. If I'm going to be producing these things, we're going to need to make them on the other planets, and then we ship them to over here. So let's start simple. We don't have to overcomplicate this right now. Where's our iron? Where's our copper? We got a little bit of copper here. Not a ton, but enough. How much copper do you have? Not a ton. How much copper do you have? Quite a bit. Alright, so I guess we're doing a lot of our production on Capitari 3. As kind of the plan. Alright, so good. We have actual stack of resources. Excellent. And you can see we have ships going back and forth again. So I should be able to, and let's go ahead and visit planet number 2 just to see if we can. Need to really make sure I don't run out of space warpers myself because that would be mucho embarrassing. Sorry for the broken Spanish. Alright, let's just fly. Look at this. Oh my god. Accelerating barely breaks a sweat. That's awesome. But yeah, if I'm going to be auto-building some of the stuff, I'm absolutely going to be needing to get sulfuric acid just so I can easily build some ships. And I don't even have to send that to the home place. I can just send it here. I guess my other question is, where do I want to be launching rockets from? Do I want to be launching rockets from this ice world? I think that sounds like a good opportunity to give people some jobs. Alright, so we're at the top of the planet, which is now facing the sun very conveniently, which means I should probably have ray receivers on both sides. Yeah, that seems like a good plan. Before I do anything else, before I do anything about mining copper, mining titanium, mining a kind of useless fractal silicon. I mean, I'm sorry. When they do a balancing pass on this, as inevitably they will, I'm sure they'll make fractal silicon a little more useful. Oh, this is literally just a guidepost. Well, that's going to change right about now. So... and this could be really good for later. This is one of the reasons I built so many of these things, is that I wasn't exactly sure how it would work out. Why? Oh, lack of item. Okay. Cool. Well, I'll just remember to pick up some more next time. Alright. Once again, it's really great just to see all this shit flying around. So let's go ahead and power you up. Somewhere on the grid is more optical grade crystals and me screwing up my power lines. Okay, are we on the grid? We're on the grid. Cool, so we have a bunch of crystals here. And these are set to remote supply, local supply, but we have a bunch of these just moving. Like, unfortunately, our power grid's getting walloped right now. So I'm not getting a good number reflection here, but a lot of these are being sent the other way. Which sucks because we're gonna kind of need them. But to make processors, as we know, we need iron, copper, and silicon, and that's easily solved. Okay, we got copper down here, we got iron down here. I just want to do it somewhere where there's, like, kind of the same place at the same time. And I never finished the solar belt as well, so that'll help with some of the power production as well. Alright, so... it's not the closest thing in the world, but once again... all we gotta do is just one vein. Since we're doing one vein and one vein only, we're not gonna have a ton here, but every little bit counts. Because we're gonna be doing this on the next planet as well. Alright. So just a little more power grid goodness. Trying to do this as quick and sloppy as possible, and I'm doing a bang-up job of banging this up. Alright, is that enough to actually power the mining here? Yes. Alright, so copper plates. I don't need to have, like, all the processors in the world, but my main goal here is to get a framework going within my sort of set time limit here. And I'm doing pretty good on time. So this is all going to go there. This is why we got more miners. We have a lot of miners on our homeworld right now. I don't mind shipping a bunch of this shit over. Okay, how do we mess this up? Guess like that. Because we got a bunch of copper on our other planet, but every little bit makes the population feel like they're contributing their share. So let's try not to screw this up too badly. Okay, those are all going in the correct direction now. Great. And since we got 1 million here and quite a few veins, probably set this to however many smelters that is. Got a lot of smelters. I'm not really... If you've watched anything I've done before, I say this every time. I'm not a big numbers guy. That's just never been my thing. I save the math for people who are much smarter than me. So, like, we're low on belts because I didn't grab belts, which sucks a little bit, but we'll figure it out. I don't have to have everything together. I just want to build a framework. Fortunately now, I don't have like a massive time loss anytime I need to go from planet to planet. Question is that can I actually build... I'm pretty sure I cannot hand build a water pump right now. No, I need stone and I need this crap, which is raw iron and raw stone. But the next time I'm like back in the home planet, I can try to pick up some stone, hand build some of that, and then get going with some sulfuric acid. But that's low priority compared to some of this other stuff, because we're using a shit ton of belts and a shit ton of clicks. I do feel a YouTube comment that I got earlier is what he had said, and I forget the person's name, and I apologize for that. He's like, yeah, without mods, you feel like, what the hell are you doing all the time? You just click, 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 click. But with mods, you just have sorters that are automatically set, and it's good. So I definitely see the appeal of that. Alright. So we need a little bit of power. We need a little bit of drones. Probably not that many. Copper plate, iron plates. Keep it simple. Yep, you know what makes the clicks really good is my mouse is like built to be loud. I wish they put that on the box, like this mouse will get the police called to your home because it's so metal. Alright. So we got our supplies growing here. And we'll have silicon coming from the other way. We have a lot of fire ice. So this planet's gonna be good for production. We're just not quite there yet because we already have so many solar sails. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is our research stopping? I mean, I'm not gonna fix it right now, but I do want to see where our blockage is. Purple. Purple again. Okay. Well, I've got some work to do there later, but that's honestly not high priority right now either. And I'll tell you why later. So, plates. This will be fine. So, local demand and remote supply, but we make the transport range a little low and we don't actually give them any space warpers. And that should be enough to make them calm down. I don't even think we'll need 10. 7 should be plenty. Alright, so that means we need it. Whoa, those stars are... That's not stars moving fast. Those are laser beams moving really fast. Now, one of the benefits of having this system where it is that I can always tell you where my planet that's hidden and really far away is because it's shooting little laser beams. So here's our laser array again. And you can see we are full on with solar sails. We are full on with having sufficient power. Although, honestly, not as much as we did have, but that's because the Dyson Swarm is kind of sending power to everybody now, as weird as that is, but Yeah, this is a good view too. And it looks like you guys are able to maintain pretty high uptime. So that's good. All right, let's get some fucking building done. I'm tired of talking. Well, I'm not tired of talking, except for the extent that I am tired of talking. But we do have good copper veins. We do have good iron veins here. We just need to set up a place to build. All right, let's try building near the equator. Like, did I fully encircle this planet? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did not. Okay, that's a lot of stone. That's really good too. Alright, so I did not fully encircle this planet with solar cells. I may not end up needing to, but I probably will. You know, if I do have some deuterium rods, wouldn't be a bad move to just kickstart this again. Because once we get the Dyson Sphere rolling, our power needs are gonna disappear. Did we fill you guys up? No. No, we did not. Okay. So here's our solar sail production. And okay. Oh, that answers a really good question. So we are out producing the solar sails that we need for the swarm. Okay, good. We can definitely do this. Alright, you have no fuel. Let's fix that. I don't need all the snacks. Just need enough to get by. So, what are we going to do here today? We're going to put down... Let's first off do this the right way. Since we have like a whole mining area right here, let's just make this our shipping and receiving area as well. Seems like a plan. And hopefully this doesn't get in the way of any future expansion. Alright, so what will you be shipping and receiving today? You're going to be accepting... Not that. That's the one thing I didn't want to pick for all the things that were around there. You're going to be accepting these. You're going to be accepting these. You're going to be accepting these. These. And these. Then this remote station. You know what? Let's keep it a little simple. We're gonna keep it kind of low right now. Remote demand. Remote demand. So all these ships can come and go. Why do you say you have no fuel? Clearly there is fuel to be had for you. Okay, well you guys stink. Alright, so remote demand. So we should be able to get this party started. Did I already set deuterium over here? No, yeah, I did. Ooh. Neck hurting. That's fine, though. And 33 drones should be enough. So that's a positive. Alright, next step. We don't need to worry about that today. If we're going to be making a happy little place to build processors, we only need 3 things for processors that we'll end up needing for this. And those 3 things are... Who remembers, class? I'll give you a hint. I just demanded some of them. And this is not going to take very many drones at all. Alright. Iron plates, copper plates, and high purity silicon. And I don't even know if we need to demand very much. No idea! Thanks. Thanks, you're gonna do some learning then. So, demand, demand, demand. Should be fine. So run some paths out of here. Swing your partner round and round. Oh gosh, my brain's not very happy with me right now. So how we do this is we just put the copper out here, the copper out here. I'm going to do this a little bit differently than I did last time because I am a little short on belts. Put the iron out here, because you can do that, you can do it multiple places here. Put the silicon out here. Alright, and we really want this to be expandable, so let's try to be smart about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a gap. Let's start with 6. And then up here we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So nice being able to say, hey, let's go to other worlds and build on them. I don't know if it's always been like this, but it feels like they either patched in the ability to build in the middle of these, or I was just really terrible at this game and was building north and south instead of east and west all the time and missed the benefit of being able to tuck a bunch of power poles into there. Anyway, this is going to be microcrystalline blah blah blahs, and this is going to be circuit blah blah blahs. Yeah, thank you, based, cut, and paste. Alright. Now, I may need to tweak the ratios on this a little bit. And we are going to need a lot of processors. So we'll call this a good start. And I mean, technically what I can do at the end of the day is just move all of this shit into another tower and just build it that way. And that might not be a bad move. But I'm just going to do it like this for now. Because this is pretty easily modified, and all I want to do tonight is just get this started. Alright. And once again, we're kind of running out of belts, which is a little embarrassing. There's the happy little dust smoke from taking this serene landscape and just saying ha 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 ha. Alright, so anyway, this is going to go up here into another tower. Processor's fun. Alright. So I'm very curious. Yeah, taking joy in ignorance is fine. There's a difference between being a willful idiot like what you were talking about before and just generally being the reason you're at school is to learn, and you just need to learn. Like, there's nothing wrong with learning. I still enjoy teaching. It's nice that I still get to use some of my teaching skill and ability in my current work. I was not... Somehow I should have anticipated that, and I didn't really think about it. But I never really thought about, like, going into the line of work I did either until it was too late. Alright. Oh look, our research started again. That's a little bizarre, but if there's hiccups on the supply chain, I'll figure it out. I always do. So all I'm going to do is take these 6, and these are going to get us started, and we're going to build another tower. And if worse comes to worse, I can just... Because since this is just going to be processors, I can literally just feed all of this if I have to move this line around somewhere else. Alright, so baby logistics tower. I said I need baby towers. Okay, that's not at all where I wanted to build that. See, that would be one of the things where if there was a death penalty for like building in the wrong spot because autosave made me do it, that would make me a little sad. Alright, so you guys. Go ahead and go on in. Congratulations, you're a winner. You get 22 drones. They can't charge because there's no electricity. Alright. So right now we don't know what's short. In fact, nothing may be short. I might be able to feed even more processors than this. We'll see soon enough. I'm pretty sure I can. But we'll see. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I'm always learning, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of it. But right now we can actually build Dyson Sphere components. Just with what we have here, assuming I set one of these towers to demand these things, and I didn't. So let's change that. So there's our solar sails, of which we have many. I guess we're going to do all the crap with the frame material over here. I kind of wasn't expecting that, but frame material, remote demand, local supply. Here we go. Here comes the big thing. So all of our logistics are doing logistical things. And so while these are building, and it looks like we can probably put 3 more. That's just a rough guess, because I'm really running out of belts. And as I've pulled up on stream before, there are all kinds of fantastic resources for things if you want to know, like ratios, if you want to build that efficiently, if that's your idea of fun. There's actually Factorio, I think it's hosted on Factorio database, has the best one that I've seen, like the cleanest, most user-friendly. But that's not really how I play, especially at the hours that I'm keeping playing this game. Alright, so we have sun here, stars here. I think the most important thing that we're going to have now is another tiny tower. Hooray. I am intentionally putting all of this close. And this tower is going to have our components for the sphere. So it's going to have these, it's going to have these, and it's going to have these. We don't need, like, all of them. And if I'm remembering right, we actually are only going to need so much. So let's go ahead and put some power up here. Not like that. Could spread the power just a little bit farther if we do it this way. Plus I'll get passive charging sometimes, which is also nice. So can I do this in this many belts? I think so. Alright, let's flip to demand. Then how many of these do I want to be building at a time? Let's do like this many. Because honestly, I have no idea how many belts I'll be able to support. Yep, see, lack of item. Merp, merp. Well, we can just use the slower belts for fun. Hey, look! Your grabby arms need power. I know. But yeah, all I need to do here is just feed this wherever. Put this down here. And I'm actually going to put this on an interstellar logistics station, because I did say before I might be launching these from another castle, but to be honest, the nicest thing about the interstellar logistics station is, and I don't even know if I need to put, I guess I'll put 10 shuttles in there just because I have them in my inventory. And I'll put some drones there just because. But the really nice thing about this is that I will be able to store 10,000 of these in here. So that's good. Let's power this up, get my assignment queued, and I should be good to do the last thing I wanted to do in this video. And I'm kind of already close to time anyway, so for once I'm not bleeding over and wondering what am I doing with my life. Because I do know what I'm doing with my life. This is a way to just kind of kick back, relax. I do like to play some stressful games as well, as you've probably seen if you followed my channel at all. But sometimes it is nice just to say, you know what? If we want to build some Dyson Sphere components, we build some Dyson Sphere components. And these things don't build terribly fast. So it looks like, wow, we're already capped on these. Okay. Can we take it higher? Can we take it higher? Because the next thing I'm going to want to build are these rocket materials, and these do take this plus this, and then chips. So that's where my farming the crap out of a gas giant was really important. But we do have these here now, which is really nice. All right. But as I said, last things last. I can't see the star right now because it's kind of on the horizon. There we go. Like I said, that's really far away, and it's really impressive that the Dyson Sphere will still spin right around there. But our power's not too happy, but that's okay. We're gonna fix that soon because we're gonna be making a Dyson thingamajig. But how do we do that? Right now we only have one layer available. You can see I did not actually research this high up, if you remember my last save. I didn't research this far up. So I do have 2 grid options available. I'm not required to follow them at all. But I am going to do this a little bit differently than I did last time, because last time I was so constrained and kind of tilted by the fact that I could only put nodes on the middle. My goal this time is to play it a little bit differently. Let's actually not run the game for a second, because it's a little distracting if I don't. As I said, like 2 or 3 or 4 hours ago, what I want to do is, the theory behind a Dyson Sphere, if I pull it out here real quick, is that it's collecting energy from a star that's radiating in all directions. But what I want to do And we're not going to do it on this layer, in fact. But what I want to do is to make it so that our sphere is just smaller and it's collecting from the top and bottom positions relative to the planet's orbits and everything, but the sunlight is still coming out sort of like the original design of the sphere, just so that we can still get sunlight on these planets instead of turning it into a frozen hellscape. Now look at this. One of the more important things here, and one of the things I really screwed up before, was just the fact that our sphere was a little too big. Like, you can make it big. This is a big sphere. This would actually take over the innermost planet. But I know some people will be like, this is a boring sphere. And to you, I say, you know what? There's some joy in being boring. After the past 4 years and then additional nonsense that has come, I will take boring to the bank sometimes. But this should be shell layer 2. I'm going to do it at 4,000 meters. That is technically the smallest Dyson sphere that we can build. I could make it bigger. I could make it like 5,000. You know what? We're having fun here. Let's do it at 5. Well, one question is, how far is my swarm going to go? I'm pretty sure 5,000 won't hit it too bad, so let's do 5,000. We're not doing a blue giant, so we're not going to get like the biggest thing here, and we can see if we can make an even smaller Dyson sphere around something else later if we get our rocket production big enough to where it's at a reasonable time. So 5,000, 0 orbit inclination, create. The 0 orbit inclination is pretty important because what I want to do with my nodes, and this is why we have the game paused, is that instead of putting things so it's here, we want to make sure that the star is plainly visible. So that would be there. How many from the middle is that? 2? Alright, so you know, let's be a little safer here. Let's do it at 3. That way we can make sure there's no issues in terms of like, oh god, there's a gap and now we're all gonna die from not having enough electricity. So if we run this around, and I remember somebody in one of the old comments for stuff saying, you know, if you do it this way, it's really easy. I wish there was a way I could actually not show the swarm right now, but swarm's just gonna be there. So we'll just build around it. So anyway. But this will get easier as I get started, because eventually once I start launching rockets up there, we'll get these things built. So if I'm gonna make some Frankenstein's monster-esque stuff, let's at least make it like to our own design. But if you are unfamiliar with this process for how this works, I am happy to go over it in some more detail, but the long story short is that there's no requirement that these parts be attached. None whatsoever. So we can totally have a big gap in the middle that lets us see to the other side here. You can actually make, like, I've seen people post all over Reddit, like, funny words and shit. And I guess if I had been really creative, I could have made it so that these little lug nuts staggered with each other, but I didn't. Okay, now this line isn't going to matter. If I wanted to do something like this, it doesn't really matter. So I guess what I can do here is, if we're just going to go maybe like this, and we just start the sphere this way. Am I going to be able to build a frame that far? Okay. Yeah, I can. Good. I thought as long as it was within... Ooh, I can't talk. As long as it was within 2 squares, it'll be fine. And the ironic thing is that because I've unlocked a larger angle on this than I did in my last save due to researching efficiently and more effectively. What's gonna happen is that my stupid sphere that I've been working on, this tiny one on this tiny star, which is only 0.8 the strength of the other one, is actually going to be able to, or the sort of base generic star. It's actually going to be able to produce more electricity than what I was dealing with on my last save, even though this is a smaller star, all because I learned how to play a little better. Alright, so there's step 1, putting all the framework down. Step 2 is a little simpler, if I can make it work. So we just put these around this way, and maybe we do it like this. That's one thing. If we do it as a straight line, it's literally going to do a straight, it kind of bounces over. I don't know what I was seeing there, but alright. See if I can get rid of this frame. We're going to do it like this. Now I can free draw. No, I can't. Not really. But yeah, I hope you like clicking, because we're going to have more clicking with me. Alright, so it's literally just drawing on your nodes. But yeah, once I get that other research unlocked, and one day eventually I'll be able to get my research done up here, like get some additional research nodes going on these planets, because once again, one of my big stumbling blocks was was organic crystals, and we got those. I'm gonna be having to produce a bunch of stuff here for this Dyson Sphere that I'll need to make anyway for science. So it's not too much for me to ramp up my science production more. But as I said at the very beginning of this, I'm not going to research the end game, like final game over tech until my Dyson Sphere's done. Like that's my whole goal here. So that's part 2 of this. I'll just show you part 3 real quick. Yeah, you know, it's I have to remind myself that I am the one in front of a computer. I am not just a meat popsicle. Alright. So there's this one, and we're just gonna honestly, these things take so much effort to build that I'm not in any rush to fill out the rest of the shell till later. So I'll get there as I get there, when I get there. Ah, wrong. Haha. Yes, thank you. I'm shocked at the number of people that don't remember the fifth element. That the people that do are the best people, notwithstanding other factors. But I know most everyone has a movie that they know word for word by heart, and Fifth Element's probably the closest one of those for me. Used to be Robin Hood Men in Tights, which I still laugh about the fact that I was able to trick my children who wanted to watch the Disney Robin Hood that was actually no longer, or maybe it was still on Netflix at that point. It's like, it took them a really long time, like halfway through the movie, to start crying, figuring I was like, this isn't the Fox show. Oh, I didn't realize that. That is some good movie knowledge. Alright, so anyway, here's our Dyson Sphere Orbit 2 / the part that we're actually doing. I do have some more green space that I can build in. That's another 15-degree arc, but until I get the next research done for the next 15-degree arc, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about this giant shell either, but I have this many nodes I'm going to do and work with. And as I start launching my rockets up to there, it's going to knock this number up by a lot. So if we run game again,
You have finished the Dyson shell planning. Once nodes and frames are done construction, the Dyson shell will put solar
I'll
cells
leave that
to
up.
use automatically. Each solar cells provide one cell point, and you can click the shell to view the total number of cell points required.
Alright, so all of our power is very unhappy right now. Like, we're at 20% capacity. So that's okay. Once all the stuff's done charging, it will be just fine. But the important thing is that we're starting to build frame material. That's pretty cool. I'd have to rewatch it, but I believe you. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, let me just go out and fly one more time. Where I'm just gonna, I don't know. I obviously have a lot of things I've got to fix, like power here, research speed back at home, because it's veins utilization is probably important enough for me to research, and then we'll be wanting to do this. But I've got to check some things on the home planet. I've got to fix some power issues here. I'm actually running a little low on snacks, so it's probably better if I go back now. But the next thing I'm going to want to automate is actual small carrier rocket, which we're pretty close to already. Once again, this is literally going to be a matter of scale, but it is important enough for me to get that I am going to need to go to another planet to get sulfuric acid. So let us get out in space very briefly, because it is just about sign-off time. So, you know, I'm going to take like 30 minutes to do that. Alright, so what's the name of our useful planet that actually has sulfuric acid? It's a G-type star. That's not it. You lied to me. Starts with an R. Rutschba. I mean, it's not super nice, but it does exist. So if I hit the V key, we're not looking at it. All right. Well, this is a little annoying, but I will figure this out very shortly. But this is Asher with Dyson Sphere Program, and the nice thing about this game is that it just kind of keeps going. You can go at your own pace, and you can say, you know what, I suck at the hidden object game, such as where is this damn planet? There it is. All right, so there's been a way that I've been able to actually see that before, but it's fine. I'll do this on my own time, on my own dime, unless I'm about to get it right now. Fortunately, all these are yellow, but there it is. So we can pin it. That way we'll be able to see it in the sky. Haha. Alright, so Dyson Sphere Program. It's fun. I recommend it. It's still $20 on Steam under very good maintenance, very good developers who are just a small team that have put in a lot of work, a lot of heart. It's really impressive to see. But you know, it's late. It's the work week. Stuff's happening. Look for a channel update on the YouTube channel soon. But this is going to do it for me. I'm Asher. This is Dyson Sphere Program. I suck at sign-offs, so you know what? I appreciate you all who've popped in and out of the stream. Barrick, thanks for the lively chat tonight. I promise I have been reading, even if I haven't always been able to see it. I'm about to bypass everything again, which is very exciting. But yeah, next time I do this, hopefully we will be shooting some rockets into the air. But that's it for now. Let's crash into our home planet and call it a good day, because it has been a good day. If I don't get caught in my gas giant's gravity well, it'll even be a better day. Whoa! Well, it's bound to miss at some point. There we go. Can't even boop correctly. Well, that's it for now. Have a good night. Take care.